case, Mark, Matthew, Luke, Acts are written before 70 AD. And the only reason why you would place them later is because you're stubborn and don't want to affirm the historical accuracy of the Bible and that there's a God who can tell you the future before it happens. Luke ends his discussion in Acts 28 with Paul at Rome under house arrest, though he's got freedom to have guests coming to him, waiting his trial before Caesar, right? The entire climax of Acts is Paul going before Caesar, but we're not told what happened. He ends it with him still under house arrest. So, number one, if Luke was writing after Paul's encounter with Caesar, we'd expect that he'd mention Paul went before Caesar, because he mentions Paul talking to Felix and Festus and preaching to them. Well, the most powerful person at the time is the emperor. The last thing Luke would admit is what Paul said to the emperor Caesar about Jesus, right?
Yeah, I remember you once.
But he leaves us hanging, and he doesn't even tell us. Then was he set free? We don't even know. Did he go to Caesar? Was he killed, or was he set free? Secondly, Luke's main characters in the book are Peter and Paul. First 9 chapters is about Peter. Then the rest is about Paul. Okay, these two are the main characters of the book. Okay, focus with me. He also mentions James as the leader of Jerusalem, Acts 15. Okay, now Luke mentions Stephen being the first martyr. He also mentions James, the brother of John, being killed by Herod, Acts 12, 1-2. But now the main characters of the book, Peter and Paul, not a single word about them being killed or about them dying. If he's writing after 70 AD, we know from church history, Peter and Paul were killed in the 60s. And yet Luke doesn't mention their deaths, the main characters of his book. But he mentions the death of Stephen and James, the brother of John. But he wouldn't mention how Peter and Paul died if he's writing after the fact. Thirdly, we're told by Eusebius, who's quoting Hegesippus, that James, the Lord's brother, mentioned by Josephus, by the way, which is ironic. Josephus, writing in the 90s, mentions that James, the Lord's brother, was thrown off the pinnacle of the temple. When he landed, he was stoned and clubbed to death. If Luke was writing after James was killed, then we would expect him to mention James' death. And due to the chronology, people date James' death to around 62 AD. And if you read Hegesippus, he's quoted in Eusebius, or even Josephus, James was killed because he talked about the Son of Man coming down to destroy the place.